Okay. Yes, I hope. Are we recording? I think so. I think we're recording. Okay. Open your sketchbook and you will see that you have your sketchbook rules on the first page. On the back side of that, you have your artist's voice. On this next page, we're going to create this. And I'm going to talk you through it. I'm going to do it on another sheet of paper. Right here, it's the same size. So the first thing you're going to do is place your ruler on the very left edge of your paper. So it's touching the edge. Hopefully you don't have like a...
Are we using a new piece of paper?
You are using your sketchbook. Okay? You're on this page of your sketchbook. Here's your artist's voice. This is the page you're on. Okay, good question. So you are in your sketchbook. And now I'm going to do this in pen so that you can see it. You can tell I'm not using... This is not, I use pencil in my sketchbook, so. All right. Make the vertical line. Remember to hold your ruler in the middle so it doesn't move around. You're going to, this is setting up like Cornell note style. So we're going across the top. And this is all on that video that is already posted in case somebody comes in late. Okay, let me focus on this a little bit and come a little closer, as close as I can get. Okay, whoa, that's bad. Let's try that again. Today is, what is today's date?
9/30/20.
Okay, 9/30/20. We always date the top of the page. All right, now we're going to put some measurements up here in case you forget what I say. So I'm going to zoom in on this. All right, so the first one, and write it small, 1 inch. The hash mark like that means inch. It's not really a hash mark, it's like a quotation mark. 1 inch left and top border. That's what we just did. So that's what this is. Then we're going to go, L means left, 2, R means right, dots from the left margin. I love that shorthand stuff. Okay, what in the world does that mean? Ouch. So we are going to go from this left margin, and I don't like this glare. Let me see if that goes away when I do that. Nope, I don't know what I just did. Whoops, I think I just took a picture. There we go. I don't think that helped. Go away. Oh, look at that. That did help. Okay, so you can see my 2.5. You're going to make a dot at 2.5, and you're going to make a dot at 3. Okay, so that's what you're going to do there. Actually, it doesn't glare so much here. So 2.5 dot, 3 dot. Nope, 3.5, sorry, 3.5. Oh, I didn't give you those. 2.5 inches, and then 3.5 inches, and then we're making another dot at 6 inches. So I go over here and make a dot at the line that's by 6. But it has to line up to this margin. And then we're going to go down the page. I actually go quite a ways down. Okay, there you can see it. Same measurements. 2.5, 3.5, and 6. 2.5, 3.5, and 6. And then what we do is we connect those dots. I've got other things on my paper. So I'm lining it up with the first dots right there. And I go all the way down from the top margin down. Then I go to the 3.5, which I know is 1 inch away, and make my line. And then I go to the 6, line it up, and there's the line. So your paper should...
Miss Edward?
Yes.
I got in late. What are we doing?
Okay, open your sketchbook and just follow the notes from the top. We're using a ruler because I can't go back and start over. I also have this on video, so you could, just maybe, well, I think you want to catch up, but follow what we've got so far. The next dot marks we're going to make are going to be from the top to the bottom, starting at the top border line. Actually, this line. And there are 3 measurements again. We're going to make a dot at 2.5 inches and a dot at 5 inches and a dot at 7.5 inches. So I'm going to zoom in so you can get those notes. So if you're not sure what the 3 are, you'll be able to see them up here. Okay? And we are going to be doing more pages just like this. So having this information will help us when we're doing the other pages. If you could just let me know, just say I'm done so I sort of have an idea of where everybody is, that would really help.
I have finished writing the notes.
Okay, you've got all of these lines. I should probably measure. You can measure as well.
I just got in.
Then you have to just catch up. It's all I can say. I can't go back and start over. That's why it's important to be on time. I also have this on the video. All right, so the first one from the top to the bottom is 2.5 inches. So you're going to put a dot at 2.5, a dot at 5, and a dot at 7.5. Then you go to the other side of the page and do the same thing. 2.5, 5, 7.5. And then we are going to do this line across from the margin and stop. So you're only going from here to here. Okay, going up. So those of you that came later, this is being done in your sketchbook right after the artist's voice. If you feel lost, don't rush through it. Just get a piece of scrap paper and follow along with us, and then you can set up your sketchbook later. All right, so this is what...
Quick question.
Yes.
So the artist list that I have isn't complete because it's just taking forever.
It should look like this in your sketchbook.
But I don't have it in my sketchbook yet because it's taking too long.
Well, just so you know, grades, they shut off on Friday. So whatever grade you have...
This Friday or next
This
Friday?
Friday. This Friday. And I've sent lots of messages. I've put notes on people's grades. So you've got to stay up with it. This is supposed to be in here with the line border done with a ruler. And right now we're working on this page. So it's really important that we stay on track. And if you work with me and are on time for the live sessions, you pretty much finish your work right here or during your work time right after. So it's really important to get into that habit, and it will get easier. It'll get better. We'll get into a routine. Okay. For this sampler page, and that's what we call it, we are focusing on the elements of art, and I refer to those as EOA. We're focusing on the elements of art of line and space. And as we're talking about space, it's more like positive and negative space. For the principles of design, I say POD, we're focusing on balance, the balance of that space, the pattern we make with those lines, and unity. If we create a series of these little, they're called inchies, these inchies, then we have unity because they're all similar in some way. So please let me know as you are finishing this page up. And as I said to everybody, I do have this on the video. So we may, start working on these squares, and then you can finish the other parts up by just watching the video, since people come in and at different times.
Miss Edward,
Yes.
how thick are you supposed to make the middle line?
The measurements are right up here. So from left to right, you do the dots. The first dot is at 2.5 inches, then 3.5 inches, and then 6 inches.
Okay.
So I made dots on the top and dots on the bottom, and then I just made the lines. So it's going to be important that you write this information down for future sampler pages, because we will be making these again. What we're going to do is we're going to learn a variety of inchy designs that are simple and beautiful when they are put together in a unique way. And when we finish several of them, you are going to take your knowledge of those inchy designs to create your own master art piece. And for that, you will be able to use pen and ink. You have to use pen and ink, and you can use watercolor. You can use other things to enhance it. It can be part of a collage. It's really going to be your choice what you want to do. And I am going to share some examples. This is art by an artist named Amy Miracle. And I have a lot of her students' work as well, and we're going to look at that in just a minute. Okay, let me see. I need to find my peeps. Please raise your hand if you are finished. Stephen, does that mean you're finished?
Yeah.
You
I've
rock.
been
You
studying
remembered.
for it,
Good.
but
Thank you. Good. A whole bunch of you.
I used a video.
Awesome. And know that that video that I always have is out there before you start class. So if you want to peek at it, if there's something you can start before class, that would be really helpful for yourself. Okay. I am now going to take you on a journey. Now we're going to look actually at another piece that I have included on the assignment. So here is the assignment. This is the part that shows you how to set your page up. And this is the slideshow. Amy Miracle, the artist. These are mindful art marks and the elements of art focus and the principles of design focus. Let's see what they look like. Come on. Please play. You're embedded. Oh, there we go. And it went too far, so I have to go back. All right. The first lines we're going to learn are called stick. And so you can see by her image, what they are is just tiny little marks that are straight sticks. They almost look like sprinkles that you put on cupcakes. So that is Amy Miracle's design, original design. The rest of them are from her students. So here you see it's very simple, but you have positive space and negative space, and it's very balanced. And there's a lot of movement in here too. Looks like the sticks are flying in the breeze, or the sprinkles. And the same again, looks like they're coming from here and falling. This is in combination with a little bit of watercolor, which is really cool. It almost looks like birds flying in the sky. Now here's someone who took and sort of divided it into 6 parts and, did a stick circle and then made parts of it very dense. So she put sticks on top of sticks and left the highlight in there, but there's a lot of movement going on here. And here's another one who took 6 small pieces. This is pretty cool. It looks like a timer. There's another name for that. Sand clock? No. Help me out. I don't know what it's called. This one's cool. So obviously they probably did the black pieces first, and then they took a blue pen and they did the blue and they added some purple in around the black. So these should be giving you ideas of maybe how you want to make your sticks. The key is that they're very tiny. They're very small and they're very purposeful. Okay, so move this up. There we go. All right, I'm going to show you, I have been playing around with the inchies. This is a little sketchbook I got, and I have to keep them because they're so small. I have to keep them in here. And these are literally just an inch. And if you want to do your pieces that you turn in this small, that's fine by me. But you can see the designs that I chose. I just chose 4 different designs. All right, so let's give it a go. I'm going to actually take my sketchbook. So take your sketchbook, and you should have your colored pencils handy. We're going to start in the first square that we made right here. And we are going to write sticks right there in between. Now, as we do these, we can actually name them if we want. I'm going to take this one, I think. I'm going to use this one, and only this one to start with. You can see how sharp it is. And I want to show you how, and I do want you to do this so you understand how to do this. I want you to only make, there's something under there. Goes out of there. Okay. Your lines should, yes.
Does it matter what color it is?
No, you choose one color. And we're starting with one color. When later on we'll do more than one color. So you see how tiny that line is? And you are going to go different directions for every line. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just changing the directions. And I turn my pencil too, because you will feel that it's not giving you the brightest color. And when you feel that, just roll your pencil in your hand and it gives you a sharper point. Okay, so what we're doing is we're setting out our borders. And I want our borders to go about, not quite halfway, on the top and the side. And the idea is just to make them very short, very intentional. So you can't just do random scribbles, because that will make your grade go down, because it clearly shows in the difference. This is mindful marks. Okay, so now it's coming this way, and I want to have it gradually get thinner as it comes down. So I'm going to have it come like that. So you can see I'm making an outline for myself to follow, and then I'm going to fill in those areas with those little lines. Don't let them get too big. Make sure they're going in many different directions. Random. And I know that's kind of hard. A lot of students like to go all in the same direction, but it won't look the same. Okay, so I'm going to come right down to here. All right. Now I'm going to not do any more down here. I'm going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to make more lines so it creates a real dense area. So it looks like this is a pile of sticks right here, and they still need to go in random directions, and they'll cross over, but not all the way down. We're creating value. So it's going from darker, it's going to go from darker to lighter. So I'm really focusing on this top part right now. If I see white spots, I try to make a line that goes in a different direction. Like that. So you should start seeing a much more dense, darker area. And I think I'm going to have it go, it's going to be there's going to be the most dense area at this top, and then it starts to spread out a bit, but we want that to be gradual. So maybe you need to add just a few, not so much over the top, just in between at the white spaces. And then when I'm liking what I have so far, now I'm going to make these sticks, and I'm going to be very careful with these because they're all by themselves. I'm going to make them really separated. And I'm going to stop there. Actually, I think I need one right there. And so I'm leaving this just the way it is. I'm going to give it a name.
It kind of looks like ice cream.
It does. I'm calling it value drop because it's definitely looking like it's dropping, and we have a definite value change. Like there's a dark, medium, and then it gets lighter and lighter and more airy. So please raise your hand when you have finished this first one.
Are we filling the whole box or no?
No, you're just doing this. Because remember, we're also talking about space, and this is positive space surrounded by negative space. Thank you for that question. That's the cool thing about this. Just like in the images on that PowerPoint, those pages aren't filled. It's really learning how to use the space of your picture plane. Good, I've got a whole bunch of you who are done. Those of you that are done, if you could just speak one at a time, but kind of give me your feedback about how you're feeling about this mindful mark project right now. Are you stressed? Are you feeling like it's going to be okay?
It's gonna be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
Good. I hope you get excited about it and realize that this is the largest that I would even have you make. And let me show you just the size that I'm working with. They're this size. So they're teeny tiny. So when you put 4 of these together, you've got a really cool little unified artwork that you could put in a little frame.
You know what I just thought?
What?
That you could make an awesome fire design out of this.
You absolutely could, using the yellows, the orange, and the red. Yeah, absolutely. These also work great for cards. So for instance, what if you did the stick design in the shape of a kite? That would be a really cool card to send to somebody. Or the stick design in the shape of a heart for Valentine's Day. Okay. All right, everybody pretty much knows what you're doing here. I want to move to the next one. I'm going to choose a different color. I am going to use this, whatever this is. I don't know what color this is. And for this design, we're going to have positive and negative space. And you're going to make your lines. Can you see this color? Yeah, you can see it, right? Yes, anybody?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm doing is I'm making a circle, the outside of a circle. So you can see that it's a circle. So make a circle and then start filling in between those once you have your circle going around. Don't make it too small. You can see how much space. Sometimes when I make a circle like this, I even extend it a little bit, especially if my circle is more like an oval, which sometimes it happens. You can see that I'm going a little ways out. But once I feel like it's a nice round circle, then I am going to, excuse me, start filling in with little sprinkles or sticks the center part. So you think about where you want to go with the outer sticks, and if you make a border like we did on this one, it's the same as what we're doing here. Except, who can answer this? Where is it going to be the most dense?
In the middle.
Okay, so that's you're thinking you want it the darkest here. You could try that. What that will create, if it's darker here, it will make it look like it's falling in. Whereas if you want it to look like a sphere, Then you want more of the denseness on the outside. And that's what I'm going to try to create right here. Okay, and I'm going to show you what else you can do. You can take another color, and when you have a base, start filling in with that other color and see what your two-tone looks like. So what I have here are cool colors. I have green, and it's like a lavender, and they're both cool colors. You wouldn't want to necessarily go with the contrasting colors that are opposite on the color wheel. Now I could have gone with violet and red because red and blue make purple, and violet is a shade of, lavender is a shade of purple. I'm going to get a little bit closer so maybe you can, okay, do you see how that's going? Now I'm going to start having it be more dense on the outside, and I'm slowly moving in, but I'm going to leave an area that is, I'm going to leave a light so we can create more of a three-dimensional sphere. Just make sure you're switching the direction of your stick. And I can go back in and put some of these on top of it as well. It's good to sit back and look at it and then decide, where could I put some more? You know, do I need more? I need more lavender in here. Let me go up again. Okay, so what you can choose to do if you want to is to put some that may look like they've broken away. But they're very sparse so that, you know, they don't have that denseness. Just a little bit. So again, a good example of space. Anyone want to comment? Which do you like better or equally?
I like the sphere better because then you can like put more shapes inside of it, maybe.
Sure,
like
and you know what this just reminded me of when you said that is those dandelions puffs that you can blow. Doesn't it look like that? Yeah. So you could maybe put a stem on it and it becomes, I don't know what they're called, dandelion puff. I don't know. I think it's a dandelion puff. Now, even if you wanted to do a smaller circle, that would be cool to have with this one. Or maybe some of these fall into a smaller circle. So that would be cool. Okay, so now you know how to do these two. I'm going to do one more, and then you are going to create what you want. Let's put this right on here so we know. turn in 3 examples. So if you want this to be 1 example, 2 examples, and we're going to do a 3rd one, you can just turn these in. You can do some of your own and show me what you have come up with. That would be awesome. I'm going to use this pencil. No, I'm not. I'm going to use this pencil next. It's red and black. Let's see what we can do. Okay. I'm actually going to go here because of my color choice. You can go here if you want. Either way is fine. All right, I'm going to show you how, if you want to make like the movement of something going around. So if I want it to start here and then go like this.
Wait, so we can do any design we want right now?
I want you to try this one and then you do whatever you want after. I want you to know that you have to start with an outline that you're working with. So if you want to do your outline a little bit different than this, go ahead. But that's the key to this one. And we did it here and we did it here. So to show you, you can do any kind of outline. And then, now because I'm using red and I thought it was black, but I think it's blue or indigo, which is fine. So I'm sort of staying to the outside with this, because what does look really cool sometimes is to have your center space be a different color. So I'm going to make the center of this space. So I would like you to use 2 colors and try this, please, so you have a good example. But you can do whichever movement line you want to do. So from this inside part, this is going to be my red. So I've put my border there. Sort of like we're doing dot to dot, but we never make a full line. And if you get stumped at all, look at some of those examples on that PowerPoint. There's some great ideas you probably can glean from looking at that. What I think is so cool about her mindful marks art is that you can do this while you're watching TV. You can do this in the car, if you have to travel far. It's something that you can do pretty much anywhere and make very cool artwork. If your pencil starts to get dull, please sharpen it, because it will give you the best marks with a sharp point. Listen to the sound of your colored pencil on your paper. Concentrate on that while you're making your lines. as you're going, you may, make changes as any artist would. And you can see that on mine, I decided to fill that bottom corner instead of leaving it blank. And I am mingling the indigo and the red together where they meet. So it's more of a blending instead of a definite line. And I just made the decision now to bring this indigo all the way to this corner as well. So these are choices you make as you're moving along so that it looks right to you. Okay, and I think I'm going to stop with mine. Do we have any questions about, this one does need something, about the sticks mindful marks? Any questions before we stop? Now, if I had to turn it into myself, I would just turn these 3 pieces in right here, and my work for the week is done. So you can use your time to master what you want to master and turn in what you feel are your 3 favorites and go from there. So any questions at all from anyone before we stop the recording video? Actually, I think I can stop the recording now.